Oh! Oh, man! So how did we get ourselves into this mess? Well, we had been working to promote our youth mountain bike camp at Wesley Woods, and we'd been building trail out there, and we'd come up with some crazy ideas. One of which was this Teeter Totter. And then we found out that the guys at Loud Performance were building this skills park, sort of in line of how, this sport area out at Ray's mountain bike park is. And so we asked them if they'd mind if we built one of our Teeter Totters out here. And they went, sure, if you think you can do it, do it. So here we are, building what we think is the world's first rock garden Teeter Totter. To get this project started, the first two things we had to do is one, build a platform, which Ron was able to fabricate off camera, and two, get enough rock. And thanks to our partnership with Wesley Woods, we were able to harvest stuff from their property. If you'd like to know more about Wesley Woods or Rock Solid Mountain Biking, you can just click on one of the links we have down in the description. And while you're down there clicking along, hey, if you appreciate the work we do building trails with our youth mountain bike program, our adult clinics, videos like this, and crazy projects like we're doing, the biggest thank you can possibly give us is to actually click the subscribe button. Subscribing not only helps support the work we do, but hey, also gives you a chance to be a part of this lunacy. And once we had enough rocks collected, we had to get everything pressure washed so that the mortar would stick appropriately. So off we went. Okay, we washed the stone. You get the point. Once we had everything on the property, we picked a date on the calendar and set it in stone, no pun intended. And rain or shine, we showed up and got busy building the first part of this Teeter Totter project. I say we just start. I honestly say right here. The base is a big chunk of I-beam with a welded hinge on it, and the platform is two 6-foot sections of steel plate that we securely bolted together and then bolted it down to the I-beam.
So you're taking this way? More? Less?
No, I'm thinking, turn into it here, and then still be able to turn out, going out that way. I assume that's going to be the...
Right, it looks like everything flows this way.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say right here.
All right.
So as you can see in the video, the steel plate had sides on it which closed off, but we had to put end caps on it for a couple of reasons. The most obvious is we needed a closed form for the mortar while it was wet. But after it's done, this will provide protection for the mortar, both from sliding out and taking direct hits as it's utilized. Laying the stone was without a doubt the hardest part of this entire project because there were so many things that we had to think about going into this. When it was all done, we still wanted it to be a rock garden, but we knew it couldn't be so janky that you lost your momentum before you got to the fulcrum or the tipping point. So we had to think about how sanitized as compared to how much we were still going to make it look like a rock garden as we did this. The placement of the rocks was also really important to us. The heaviest rock we put on was right over top of the base. That went all the way across the width of the platform and helped tie in the two pieces of metal together, right where the joint was. And then Ron had painstakingly looked at the weight ratio of the rocks and had them all laid out the way that he felt they needed to be so that we would have an equal weight ratio across the entire platform. The hard part was trying to get the consistency of the mortar because it was actually a mortar concrete mix that would dry harder and be more stable when this project was completely done. We added little chunks of rock in with the mortar as we were doing this to try and give it more of a natural look. We kept repeating this with both the mortar and the rocks until we had the final balance of form and function for this, the final project. About the time we were finishing up for the day and it was getting dark, the bike shop owner came out and asked us what in blazes we were doing on his property. And after convincing him not to shoot us, we told him that we were done with the Teeter Totter, which Dee wanted to ride, but we needed a good couple weeks for that mortar concrete mix to set up. So we covered it up for it to dry, and then we promised Dee, the bike shop owner, that we would come back because if it was going to be a rock garden Teeter Totter, then it had to be in a rock garden. So we were going to come back with the whole team, build an entire line of a rock garden. If you want to see how that went, make sure you click on episode 2 of Rock Garden Teeter Totter. And the second thing we needed to worry about was that weight ratio, if we didn't know if it was quite right or not. So we knew that Ron was probably going to be putting a counterbalance on it, but we were concerned not only that it would tip well enough with a rider on it, but that it would not come slamming back down really quick. So one, it wouldn't damage the Teeter Totter, and two, if God forbid somebody got underneath that as it was coming back down, that would be a lot of weight hitting you. So there's a lot of things we had to consider building this Teeter Totter. I pray that you check episode 2 and see how it all went as we finish this project up. Hey, thanks for watching us here at Rock Solid MTB. Thanks. God bless. Bye.